Hello there, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani here on this Monday evening for a special breaking news edition of the Helwani Show. And we're being joined by a man who is the talk of the MMA world this evening. Earlier today on DC and Helwani, DC and I were sort of hypothesizing who would step up on short notice to fight Rafael dos Anjos in just 5 days' time in Las Vegas. We didn't mention Paul Felder, but he was the answer to that question. There he is, the man who will be fighting RDA 5 days notice this Saturday in the main event of UFC Fight Night at the Apex. It's the one and only Paul Felder, who's joining us with his beautiful daughter, Ashling, in Philadelphia tonight. First off, Paul, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it, and good on you, my friend.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's been quite a day, as you can only imagine. There's a lot of things to get put in place before I even get out to Vegas. But I was on the treadmill running, I've been training for a triathlon, and I've been doing this for months now and staying in shape, still hitting pads, still doing MMA on the side, but nothing serious. My body feels really fresh, and it was a spontaneous decision, and we talked some things out, and we made it work. But don't get me wrong, I'm nervous. I'm just going to go in there and try to spoil the party.
Okay, so I'd love to get the timeline here. Do
Yeah.
you call them? Do they call you? And if so, when does this actually start?
So I talked to Butler, my manager, obviously, the other night, and we talked about putting our name in the hat. And I was like, you know what, man, no, forget about it. Like, let's not even. If they need me, they'll come to us, and then maybe it'll be something that I'll really actually consider. And sure enough, I wake up today. I swam this morning, and I was on the treadmill doing a run, and Butler starts FaceTiming me, and I was like, oh man. So I said, "Give me a minute, let me check my weight. Let me finish this run." I had a nice Gatorade with me too, and I couldn't drink the Gatorade at all. So, yeah. Then I came home, I showered, I talked to Christine, I thought about it, and then I decided that with everything going on in the world and all the sad things going on in people's lives and losing their jobs and suffering, and we just lost Alex freaking Trebek to pancreatic cancer. I was like, man, you're still 36. You're young. You're in shape. Save the day. Let's go get paid. Let's have fun. You're fighting a legend. And what do I have to lose?
How much did you weigh when you got off the treadmill?
Now that I will not tell you. You know that, my friend. But I am. If you've been following any of my stories and stuff, I've been much leaner and lighter than I ever would normally be taking a fight on short notice. Normally, this wouldn't even be in the cards to even think about, because I'd be 195, 198. I'm nowhere near that. I'm well under 80. I'm in the 70s. So I mean, I'll give you that. I'm in the 70s. So with some time and water loading and some dehydration, I'll be fine.
You have a history at 170. He has a history at 170. Why not just do this at welterweight?
I think he really wants to be fighting the top guys at 155 to make his comeback and give himself a chance. And that was kind of one of the stipulations. Obviously we talked about catch weights, but I know for main events, if possible, they like to keep it at the weight class. And that was one of the things. Can you think you can make it? And it's not going to be fun, but I'm going to make it.
Okay, so speaking of main events, we've seen some situations in this pandemic where a main event has fallen through, co-main gets bumped up, but it's a 3-round main event. Why is
Right.
this a 5-round main event? You're taking it on 5 days notice.
Because I like 5-round fights. If you're going to do a main event, I want to do it right. And, that's what he's been scheduled to do. So yeah, 5 rounds I'm excited to do another 5 rounds, especially with somebody like RDA. Man, this is an experiment. We're going to see. My brain is fresh. My body is fresh from not taking beatings and sparring like I normally do, but I'm still staying technically sharp and staying very fit. So we'll see. And it's just, I know I'm nearing the end of my career soon. And I think it's win-win for me, because if I go in there and I can finish and beat RDA, a former champ, then it gives me a lot of selling points to be getting these bigger fights, which seem to have been eluding me in the top 5 of the lightweight division here in the UFC. How do you not give me something big after this if I go in there after stepping up? And, if it doesn't go my way, then I saved the day, and I'm going in there to try to win. So we'll see.
More to that point, last time we saw you in action was back in February. Great fight against Dan Hooker. And afterwards, you hinted at maybe this would be the end, in large part due to the fact that you want to spend more time with your daughter, Ashling, and not go away for training camps. In a way, this is almost the perfect scenario for you, right? Because you didn't have to go away 5 days. You'll be done with this in less than a week, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I said. Normally, fighting kind of wears on my mind quite a bit, and the weight cut is really big, and I start stressing out, and I'm in Milwaukee for 8 weeks, then I'm in fight week for a week, and I'm just missing home, and I just want it to all be done. Whereas this is like, all right, well, let's go do the damn thing, enjoy fight week, enjoy being the main event again, and just kind of try to stay as relaxed and calm as possible. And I know how to fight. I mean, this is what I've been doing since I was a little kid. So I'm not too worried that I haven't had a full training camp. It's not ideal to game plan for such a stud like RDA, even though he's been on a skid. I don't care. This guy's got my respect.
So at what time today on Monday did you kind of make this official?
What time do you think I said yes? 4-ish in East Coast time. And I had no idea it was going to kind of be announced and thrown out there as quickly as it was. And then I just start getting hit up by my mom. Didn't even know. I didn't even call Marion Felder because I didn't even want to have that conversation on what she was going to say. You were retired. You were done. You weren't going to do this anymore. And I was like, Mom, I'm going to look back on these things when I'm finally done. But I really base a lot of things on how I feel and just instincts, and something was telling me, screw it, man, just let's do this.
It's one thing, so the MMA community is buzzing. You're getting tons of respect, but here we are talking at around 9:15 p.m. Eastern time on Monday night. What is going through the mind and body of a person who just accepted a fight on 5 days' notice in a UFC main event against a former champion? Like, can you put us into your body right now? What are the nerves, the butterflies, the butt? Like, what does this feel like?
So it's a lot of things, right? And things come and go. So when I first agreed to it, I was like, yes, like I'm stepping up. This is crazy. Then there was remorse, or not remorse, like regret. And what am I doing? I started feeling like I was having an anxiety attack. And then I went and hit pads and got a really hard workout in and sweat and just felt that fire again. I felt hyped up. I was picturing the fight. I was picturing him. And then, you get more regret in the car. You're drinking water and you got to pee. And it's been back and forth. And it'll probably be that way up until I leave the Octagon and the Apex.
When do you leave to Las Vegas?
I'm leaving tomorrow early afternoon. And I got to go. I got to quarantine, get tested. Then I got medicals I got to get done. But we'll get it done.
Will you have your regular coaches with you?
Duke will be there. I think he's going to be. When is Bellator this weekend?
Thursday.
Perfect. Yeah, he's cornering Sergio. Then he's meeting me on Friday. So I'll have Duke Friday and Saturday for the fight. I got Jarrett Gordon's going to be out there, coming out there for me. So he gets to return the favor. He doesn't have to pay me my 10% anymore. My just corner me. Eric Nixick's down to help. He's out there. And then I'll probably just have Brian Butler, my manager, as the fourth. I'm not going to really need a fourth, especially with everybody with things going on and the pandemic. I don't want to try to scraggle up other guys that couldn't go. My buddy Ryan Kafara was able to go too if he needed it. So I'm sure my coaches at Renzo Gracie Philly and Daniel Gracie and those guys, if I need them, I'll get them. We're figuring it all out now.
And you were supposed to be the color analyst for this card, right?
Do the desk and color, and then and work the Contender Series on Tuesday, which I hope they don't plan on having me do, because every time they schedule me for an event that close to a fight, I'm usually in the hospital afterwards. So I hope they're scheduling in some hospital time for this one.
Hopefully not. I'm just wondering,
yeah,
have you watched a lot of tape on RDA as you were preparing to be the color analyst for his fight? And since agreeing to the fight, have you now watched again with a different, eye?
I haven't rewatched anything since agreeing to the fight, because I've been just running all over, creation, trying to figure this stuff out. But yeah, I mean, I've studied this guy. I've first of all come up watching him and helped Cowboy prepare when he fought him. I've seen him when he fought Anthony Pettis, who was a teammate of mine now. Yeah, and I will. Probably on the flight, I'll watch a couple fights, and then I don't do too much of that. Duke's already sending me. He's got ideas. All my coaches have ideas, so I let a lot of them do the really intense film study and going back and breaking things down. For me, I'll probably watch one or two of his last fights again, and then go fight him.
What makes you more anxious, the weight cut to come in the next few days or the actual fight itself?
I mean, I'm pretty nervous for the fight, right? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not one of those athletes that sits here and sugarcoats it and tries to puff my chest out. I mean, I'm nervous. I've taken this fight on short notice, and I'm probably more nervous for that. The weight cut is gonna. It sucks no matter what. So if you got 10 weeks to get ready for it or 5 days to get ready for it, that suck for those last 5 pounds is gonna suck no matter what, no matter how long I prepared for it.
It did seem like you were inching closer to coming back. Were you on the road to coming back? Like, were there talks of anything else going on, maybe later this year, early next year, or was it completely stagnant?
No, it was pretty stagnant. I had said those things in Fight Island where I was very interested in fighting Michael Chandler for his debut. And then that kind of just looked like it went a whole nother direction with he's talking about Tony Ferguson and maybe Gaethje and all these other guys and seemed to have no interest really in fighting me. So I kind of just slid to the side and kind of got quiet for a while there and just focused on myself and training and doing my own thing and not really worried about when it was going to come. I figured if something juicy really pops up and they really need me to come back and want me to come back, then they'll let me know. I kind of stopped hounding them about it, and then this opportunity came up.
And so you're preparing for a triathlon in March?
Yeah, and I still plan on uh, training for that triathlon after this fight is done. And yeah, I'm training for my first 70.3 Challenge Miami, which is like the other big major triathlon event other than Ironman. Obviously, everybody knows it's the same distance as doing an Ironman, but it's called Challenge Miami. March 14th, I think it is, and yeah, 70.3. So it's a 1.2 mile swim, a 56-mile bike ride, and then a 13.1 half mile run.
And why did you decide to do this?
Well, because I was trying to figure out what am I going to do when I do actually decide to step away from fighting and I retire officially. I'm still competitive. I still love working out and having a goal driven, training schedule. And so one morning I got up before everybody else. And I just looked, and my man Lionel Sanders, who's a Canadian pro triathlete and one of the best Ironman guys out there, he was like, I'm going to do this one. And this seems like a good one for you to do. And it gives you plenty of time. So I went on the website and I'm registered. Like I'm already signed up for it.
Wow. Okay, just a couple more, and then I'll let you go. What are the chances Saturday is your final fight?
I say 50-50.
Do those
50-50.
do those odds increase if you win?
I mean, I was thinking about that. I mean, what a way to just be like, boom,
Legendary. Yes.
mic drop. So yeah, they probably do actually. They probably do increase. If I lose, then I might want to have to get back in there for one more. It might eat away at me, just kind of like the Hooker fight did. I was ready to move on, and then it's like, well, you're still haven't proven, you know, quite what I'm capable of.
What I love so much about this is that for a guy who, never got the belt yet in the UFC, has been searching for that big moment, always did things the right way, respected by everyone. No one says a bad word about you. It's nice to see you get this moment and to see the MMA community shower you with praise today. So I know it's not the title fight that you've dreamed of, but I'm surely you're seeing everyone, tip their cap to you. This has
Yeah,
to feel nice, right?
it's pretty awesome, man. To have the respect. These guys that call their fights, I really love being able to sit back and be on the other side of the table for these athletes and to kind of show up on a horse like this and be like, all right, you know what? I got at least a couple more in win with you guys and ride out there. So everybody on the card that's with me, it's like, let's go make some money. Let's go do this. Let's put on a show. And I'm coming for hell, man. You guys know that. It doesn't matter how long I prepared. You put some gloves on me and put me in front of a guy that wants to knock me out with my family watching at home. I'm going to try to beat his ass.
Hopefully they're taking care of you.
Yeah, everybody's on. We're taken
Okay.
care of.
Okay. And last but not least, please tell me you are keeping the stash for Saturday. That I
Yeah,
mean, I can't believe I waited till the end of the interview to bring it up. I'm mesmerized by it. It's phenomenal. Wow. Please tell me you're keeping it.
listen, Hollywood has been in need of the next Tom Selleck, and I just wanted to make it clear that when I do retire and put the gloves in officially, Hollywood needs to start getting at me because I've been talking about this and talking about this, and I get no phone calls, I get no emails, so I'm going to grow a nice mustache for Movember. It is Men's Health Awareness Month. I'm going to rock this. It's also Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. My father passed away. My first Muay Thai coach, Ken, passed away from pancreatic cancer, and unfortunately, one of our favorite shows we watch as a family here is we watch Jeopardy almost every single night. And to lose Alex Trebek to the same horrible cancer, what better reason to rock a stash? You can't make fun of me now because now I made it clear why I have the mustache. Now, does he have a mustache?
RDA. Well, right now he
Because
has had one.
he does have. So I'm putting this offer out to RDA if he gets to see this, brother. Let's fight mustaches as well.
Oh, stash it up. Both of you,
I win
stash versus stash.
that. So yeah, you got like the Ron Burgundy, Clint Eastwood, not Clint Eastwood, Chuck Norris versus the what's the guy from Queen, Freddie Mercury
Freddie
mustache.
Mercury. Yes. I love it. I
May the
love it.
best
And
mustache win.
and for a good reason, a good cause, with a great story behind it. This is a beautiful thing. I'm sure you're being pulled in a million different directions, Paul. I know you're rolling your eyes. Easy for me sitting at home saying it's a beautiful thing. But hey, man, so much respect for you, and I think I speak for everyone when I say that. So give him hell, win or lose, you saved the day. So well done.
Yeah, just gotta make this weight first. First
Yes.
and foremost.
Good luck with that. No Gatorade.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.